to their organizers and to all the people involved in New Zealand cricket, who took this match seriously, and definitely say that they took it more seriously than us, because BCCI, I mean, I remember Pakistan playing a test match with Ireland before their English tour. So, I mean, BCCI could have done that. If England were already booked, they could have arranged a match for us to play with Ireland or something. But yeah, they just think, even Virat Kohli thinks that, just some net practice will make them match ready. But yeah, not so.
No,
And,
obviously,
Indian team played very...
you see any Australian team which goes for the Ashes. See, Ashes is a very big series for both Australia and England, and you will see that Australian team also plays a lot of county matches, like 3-day county matches, and all the teams that tour New Zealand, they will have these county matches. Totally, India was totally unprepared, and the focus is so much on IPL.
Cool guys.
I'm sure Pujara, I don't know.
In
why
the largest
he even
scheme
enters
of things,
the IPL
guys.
auction. He could have he could have easily played an county season like Hanuma Vihari did. So I don't understand the logic, like why we are so money hungry and why we are so much behind the IPL. I mean, nobody will remember the IPL. Like nobody will give a I'm sorry to use the word, but nobody will give a fuck about who wins IPL 2021. But definitely the history will remember the first World Test Championship champion. And we will look back on this scorecard 50 years with our grandkids. We will be looking at this scorecard, and it will be so disappointing to see that no Indian top order batsman could even get a 50 on this pitch. Like Rahane got a 49, Kohli got a 44, and Pant 41. That's not good enough. Indian bowlers were not good enough. Shami was the best bowler. Like he corrected his length a little bit too late, but Bumrah was just bowling straight. He was bowling in straight lines, like on a pitch that is swinging so much. He was bowling in straight lines. So
Bumrah was pathetic.
And Ashwin was the best bowler. Ashwin was the best bowler on a seamer friendly pitch. So you can just imagine the plight of India.
And Kohli said in his conference that Test cricket is the heartbeat of international cricket. I hope he really means so. I really don't think it means that much to them. He just said that I don't know, because the reporter already asked him as the question that you're always backing up Test cricket. So he said, yeah, Test cricket is the heartbeat of international cricket. But I don't think he means so. If he means so, then he should talk to BCCI and his coach to make sure that these series, these preparations are
for someone who is a specialist Test batsman, 8 out of 55 and 15 out of 80 balls, it's not the correct way to play Test cricket in these conditions. Because one ball has your name. You have to score runs at any cost. I feel Rahane was really comfortable again. Rahane looked the best. And that partnership of 37 runs with Pant, I thought that will settle some nerves and India can go forward with that. But I think Rahane was really unlucky. Like, see, that kind of dismissal, you cannot blame the batsman because it takes. But Rahane needs to stop playing half-hearted shots. Again, Pant and Jadeja, they were building.
With Rahane, it was a definite loss of concentration, I believe. It was his mistake.
No, I think that was just unlucky because he played a beautiful cut shot just before that ball. And Jadeja, again, he got stuck. Again, Jadeja, like in the first innings, he again did not score freely. Pant was trying to take the bowler's length off. Like he spread the field at least, and he was getting some easy singles. And he was scoring at a good rate. But I did not understand his approach of slogging. Like he was going for full-blooded slogs. I think he could have played more intelligently. But definitely, those two partnerships were crucial. If Rahane and Pant and Jadeja, those two partnerships, if they could have stayed longer and made that target at least 200, we could have fought for a draw.
Yeah. Could have. And we keep blaming our lower order that it does not score runs. But in this match, we had batting till number 8, Ashwin coming in at number 8. So we had a really long batting line. We cannot keep blaming it on our lower order.
Our number 9, 10, and 11 are still like, if you see New Zealand in the first innings, they had a 30-run partnership with Kane Williamson and Tim Southee, 30 runs partnership with Kane Williamson and Jamieson. So we really missed those contributions. You can't expect much from Bumrah and Shami, I guess.
But
I think someone like Shardul would have been really useful in these conditions. Shardul
We
would have
actually
been
had a good day with the ball. Otherwise Wagner would have also smashed 30 or 40 odd. We actually had a good day with the ball that Wagner did not smash. Compared to that Fab 4.
No, not at all. Not at all. See, the Fab Four, they used to score a lot of runs, and our bowling used to suck in those times.
Yeah.
So our bowlers would not perform well. But here in this case, our bowlers are actually good, and they did well whatever they did. Even though I expected more from our bowling unit, there were some selection errors because we did not choose bowlers as per the conditions. Like I said yesterday also. We have selected hit the deck bowlers, not the swing bowlers. But yeah, this is not the best batting order. Definitely openers, they don't have the discipline to survive in English conditions. Washington Sundar or Hanuma Vihari, those kind of, see, we have earlier also tried Karthik, like I was saying yesterday, and Jaffer and all these guys, Bangar. So we could have tried something different. Kohli needs to be more instinctive in his team selection. He just goes by the book, not to upset the critics. He plays safe with his 11s. Rahane is more dynamic in that respect. Yeah. Rahane as a captain, I would like to see him more.
It was very difficult to pick from one all-rounder of Ashwin or Jadeja, but I guess Kohli should have made that hard call and should have just told, with the conditions, we have to have 4 pacers, and that could have, maybe helped India trying to limit New Zealand in their first inning.
It's easier to say now, guys, but
Jadeja's selection was bad. In hindsight, definitely.
It's easier to say now, guys, but when Kohli said that this was the best team they felt on which should have played this match, I believe his selection was justified, because in a World Cup final, in a final like this, you cannot, keep experimenting. We kept experimenting in the last World Cup as well, and we had Vijay Shankar playing in the semi-finals. We cannot have experimentation.
No, it's not about experimenting. It's about playing to the conditions. See, this is not India or Australia that you are playing in. So the bowling lineup was not as per the conditions. That's what I feel like. The batting order also, it's not as per the conditions. It's not suited to the conditions. In India and Australia, this is a fab team, but not in England. Visual shown by the commentary team that Shami is pitching the ball very short. So suppose the average length for taking a wicket in UK is like 6.8 meters. So he was pitching it at 6 meters. So he was like a meter, more than a half meter behind the average line. Then we saw a graphic that showed that only 7 of the balls were hitting the stumps since the start of the New Zealand innings. So that is a very poor length. Chiller and Watling both were taken by very full deliveries, like over-pitched deliveries. So that was good, and India won the. Bumrah he's a great T20 bowler. He's a great ODI bowler. He's he's awesome bowler in limited, but he only makes use of the seam and the pitch. He is not a swing bowler, and he was just bowling straight bullets at the batsman, and he was so predictable. Like people were easily leaving him or playing a defensive shot. He was not at all threatening today. And even Shami in the first hour of the today's play was very poor. But all credit to Shami. Like we discussed in the preview that Shami can blow hot and cold. So because we considered a 32 runs lead, which is big in this context.
They still scored double the runs than we did in the coming back morning. Like we scored 70 runs and lost 7 wickets. They still scored 150 runs today. So they
definitely. So New Zealand batters, which Pujara, he can't even score a 20 right now.
After watching the first innings, we can now easily say wish there was like someone like Shardul Thakur playing in place of Bumrah. He's like a partnership breaker, and he could have run some runs. But
or Siraj.
If he had imagine if we had played a couple of matches against England, we would probably have had better game plan.
Shubman Gill is he's just not got the defense. He has just not got the defense.
So
why would they not play the natural game?
It felt probably that was the plan. The plan was never to attack. Probably that was the plan. The plan was maybe to stay.
But they did not.
That's what I felt.
They did not do that also.
The problem here is, guys, New Zealand bowlers are very potent. I don't think India has that defensive game. Like you see that ball from Southee. Kohli was expecting him that he'll just target his off stump, but he suddenly gave him a bumper and he had no clue. So what I'm seeing here is New Zealand can still bowl us out in the next 60 overs. And if we are just going to make 50 or 60 runs in each session, then we will just give them 150 in the last
practice game. See, Australia and England, are totally different pitches. Australia, England are totally different pitches. In England, you need specialists. Like if you remember in 2002, we had Sanjay Bangar as our opener. And in 2007, we had Dinesh Karthik as our opener and Wasim Jafar. So in England, you need totally different kind of skill sets. In Australia, you need similar to Indian conditions kind of skill sets.
Yeah.
So I guess it was not good planning. It was, we just went with the tried and tested thing rather than horses for courses kind of thing, which would have been much better.
Fine. But when Ashwin got out, India's score was 205 for 7. And in the next 7 overs, we just got bowled over. We only made 12 runs in the next 7 overs, where I would expect an ODI Jadeja to, come to the fore and start hitting some boundaries, but he didn't. And I think those 20-30 runs he could have got.
Even Michael Vaughan said that 225 was the par score at this venue, and that would be the minimum to stay in the game. But even the 225, forget 250 or 300, even the 225 mark was not breached. That was the most
think about this. If
disappointing
Ashwin also batted like 5 runs of 25 balls or something, we wouldn't even have crossed 200. So in a way, at least we crossed that minimum psychological barrier that is needed, which is 200. So
bowled well. I don't think India bowled well in the sense that they did not swing the ball at all. Like if you see the New Zealand bowlers, how they were swinging the ball. Even New Zealand bowler got criticism for not pitching it up when they were swinging the ball, but Indian bowlers did not even swing the ball, and that's where I felt that we missed someone like Bhuvneshwar Kumar or Shardul Thakur.
or even
like who are genuine
because our
swing
bowlers are not penetrative today. Yeah.
Sorry?
Our bowlers were not penetrative today. So even like a Siraj, like he was in 15.
Siraj, definitely Siraj. Siraj would have swung the ball. So we missed a genuine swing bowler. See, my problem with this bowling attack is Shami and Bumrah, like they are all Indian pitch bowlers. They are steady. They are steady. They take help of the pitch. Yeah, they take help of this pitch. They take help of the skiddy movement and the seam movement, but they do not take the air movement. They are not air movement bowlers like Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Shardul Thakur or maybe Siraj. So that is the only issue I have with this bowling attack. It's not.
You have to agree.
One time
you were definitely right in our preview. You said like I don't want to see both of them playing together. It would be costly. It exactly happened that way. But guys,
when I think back, maybe Jadeja should have been, in hindsight, I'm thinking Jadeja could have been dropped now, because with the bat also he didn't do anything, and with the ball also he doesn't look threatening at all. Maybe Siraj could have played in place of Jadeja. Now I'm thinking in hindsight, obviously. So let's hope Jadeja comes good in second innings. Otherwise, no Indian bowler today swung the ball more than any of the New Zealand bowler. So like all the New Zealand bowlers swung the ball. Yeah, even D Grandhomme, and D Grandhomme is anyway a swing bowler, but like even Wagner has swung the ball more than Ishant Sharma, who is the highest among Indian bowlers. And the other thing is that first 10 overs you saw the swing comparison which I had sent you. So 1 degree and 2.5 degrees. So there is why these commentators keep calling Shami unlucky. Like he is always unlucky in England. I don't know. Like he needs to change something about that. Like he's not getting any wickets. He's not getting doing anything off the pitch. He's just bowling fast into the surface. That's it. Disappointed with Rahane, definitely. That is the most disappointing thing today. Like 49 and he was batting well.
Yeah, test cricket is tough.
Still can't get over it. Yes.